Disney World was hoping that the Starlight parade would bring in raving reviews and massive crowds too. But now, Mother Nature has something else to say. Folks, Bob Iger declared 2 years ago that the Disney parks might be struggling because it's too dang hot. And now in 2025, at the end of July, we must finally agree. Yes, Bob, this time it really is too dang hot. Hello, folks. Welcome back to That Park Place. It is a joy to have you joining with us. An attitude of gratitude every time you decide to click on one of these videos. And by the way, if you are a fan of theme parks, consider clicking that subscribe button. We would love to have you on board. A like click is always the trick to help YouTube send this far and wide. I am joined by Jonas J. Campbell and Vash Sky, who allow me to participate on That Park Place from time to time. Gentlemen, it's your channel, and I'm so thrilled to be joining you once again. How are you?
Dude, fantastic. Although I have to warn Disney, we have been telling them for years that if you keep putting Pedro in everything, the summer sizzle is going to happen.
I think there's a fizz to the sizz after the box office for Fantastic Four. No matter what the box office people are telling you, we're telling you the truth. Vash, how are you, sir? Better than Peepaw, I hope.
Yeah. No Peepaw here. I don't think so. I don't feel anybody rubbing me, but I think we're okay as far as the Peepaw goes. But the heat, though, in Walt Disney World, not so much.
That's right. Now, folks, you may be wondering, if you're not familiar with the Pro Channel, what the heck is Peepaw? Well, that's a nickname that's been given to Pedro Pascal. We won't go there, but we will go to something that's far hotter than he is, and that is Walt Disney World. Take a look at this out of WDW Magic. Walt Disney World heat index to exceed 110 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius. That's a different world of heat. An ongoing heat wave. No, it's not the surface of Venus. Guests visiting Walt Disney World this week will face near record heat and dangerous humidity levels as Central Florida remains under a prolonged stretch of major to extreme heat risk through Friday. According to the National Weather Service in Melbourne, abnormally hot and humid conditions will persist.
It was measuring attendance at Disney World on July 4th, which didn't really factor in temperature, which is about 100 degrees and 99% humidity on that day.
Poor Bob, because it genuinely is too hot. And it could not happen at a worse time for Disney World because they were supposed to have their July salvaged, their summer saved because of all those characters waving on the parade. Brand new parade at Magic Kingdom. I'm not going to tell you what to think about it, but I am here to tell you that they were very pleased with how many AP holders were hopping in here. They were very pleased with the crowd levels going back up at Magic Kingdom, and now that it's going away, and we understand why. WDWNT, Britt Tuttle says Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando under another new heat advisory, feels like temperature to reach high of 112. This is, by the way, not a dry heat. So if you're used to Las Vegas and you say, well, 112, that's every summer day around here. No. This is plus 100% humidity. It is stifling. It is absolutely unbearable. And I'm here to tell you, if you are going to one of the Disney parks or an Orlando park, if you're in Florida flat out and it's this hot, stay inside. Go get some air conditioning. If you're trying, I feel sorry for the people, from like England and other places they've booked this trip. They were told it's hot, and this is even hotter than they expected. If you're in this kind of situation and you're already booked for the vacation and you're stuck there, go at the rope drop. Stay for 3 hours. Go back to your hotel. Go have a nice lunch in the AC. And then at like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., go back to the parks and stay until it closes. That's the only way I see to survive this. It is unbearably hot, and it's actually kind of dangerous. Really, if you're at somewhere like Epcot where you're out in the sun the entire time, or Hollywood Studios, it really is. And this goes back to why we've said for a while now, guys, that Imagineers design these parks as if they're in California, but they're not. And removing so much of the interior air conditioning at places like Epcot was a horrible, horrific idea. Now it will hurt them. It really will hurt them. Whereas I think in decades past, there were more options and opportunities for people to escape the weather.
I totally agree. I've been at Hollywood Studios, and one of my best memories is sitting there at the Jedi Temple watching my kids do the Jedi Temple Academy, but also thinking to myself, wondering whether or not the heat was doing permanent damage to the soles of my feet through my sneakers. It's not even at 112 degrees or heat advisory at 112 degrees can it get so hot that you wonder if you're doing harm.
You really could cook an egg. I know that's the thing people say, but you could cook an egg on the sidewalk at Disney World, So, and you got to think too, if you've got 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds, they're actually down closer. Their heads are down closer towards that pavement. And you got to be careful. You really do have to be careful. So, Vash, the problem for Disney, of course, is that because the parade was supposed to save the day for summer, and now this heat wave is here, I'm hearing that a lot of people are just waiting until the parade and they go to Magic Kingdom like at 7 or 8 o'clock. That means they're not spending the money that Disney wants.
Correct. Yeah, this is something we predicted pretty early on, that because they debuted this parade so late in the game, that only really annual pass holders could really benefit from it. And while we know what those traveling habits are going to be, we can look at Disneyland and see that, hey, as soon as the nighttime entertainment pops up and people get off work, after about 6 o'clock or so, those parks really do start to ramp up. And that's where you have people attending Fantasmic, Paint the Night, and the fireworks show, World of Color, all of that. Well, the same thing is happening here with Magic Kingdom, in which the only people that can, like I said before, can really benefit from actually going to Magic Kingdom on kind of a whim are going to be your annual pass holders. And well, when are they going to go? They're going to stay outside the heat, and that's really a shame for a parade that I'm sure was tens of millions of dollars in order to get up and running. And it's fantastic that it has now officially started its run in July, but this really should have been May or so, and now we're going to go into August, and Mickey's Not So Scary starts, I think, August 15th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think about it. I'm not sure
fair to say.
The 16th, but
also pointing out that park reservations will be coming back. We're going to cover that more on this channel. So going to the parks on a whim will also be going away.
That's the thing to do when you're losing crowds, eh?
Well, it looks like Pro was onto something, because this just broke as we were recording that video. Literally at the same time we were recording that video, and just after Jonas made that statement, it appears that Walt Disney World has responded. You can see right here from Blog Mickey, Walt Disney World ends Disney Starlight annual pass holder park pass restrictions. Looks like this only lasted for a week, which is quite surprising, because even I was anticipating that maybe the demand from annual pass holders for this new Starlight Parade may have seen this go maybe well into August, but fortunately not. It appears that demand has dwindled so badly at the Magic Kingdom itself that they feel that they have to remove this restriction. So what was this all about? Well, if we go back here to a post by Walt Disney World News Today, we scroll down, we can actually see since January 2023, that was around the time that Bob Iger actually came back to the company and instituted a whole slew of changes. Annual pass holders have been able to enter any of the 4 theme parks after 2 p.m. without a reservation, with the exception of Magic Kingdom on Saturdays and Sundays. Now, this changed recently for the debut of Starlight. So before July 20th, 2025, it's basically what we read before. And for a limited time starting July 20th, 2025, pass holders will continue to be able to enter Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park after 2 p.m. without a theme park reservation. However, due to the anticipated high demand upon the debut of the Disney Starlight Dreamland Away Parade on July 20th, 2025, pass holders visiting Magic Kingdom at any time of the day, including after 2 p.m., must have a theme park reservation. That was that restriction that was imposed. And you can see the date right here, July 20th, 2025. We recorded this video on July 28th. And on that day, that's when this restriction actually went away. It appears that Pro, his little comment there at the end, if you heard.
That's the thing to do when you're losing crowds, eh?
He was really onto something, suggesting that demand for Walt Disney World and Magic Kingdom especially has just dropped off a cliff. And so why would you impose a pass holder restriction? It appears that, well, even that's been lifted too. So is this heat related? Is this more about the quality of the parade? Some people have had thoughts. I know Block Mickey has put out a couple of posts themselves talking about how, hey, this parade might need a little bit of an upgrade even after its debut, simply because, the parade is sparse when it comes to performers, and maybe the floats aren't big enough and all kinds of stuff. Or is it just the fact that, well, there are more compelling options in the Orlando area? We've noted multiple times on our channels that visitation to Orlando is up, not so much for Walt Disney World. Again, wanted to go ahead and bring you this update. Now, back to the video. And there's already weird stuff going on with the parades, as Block Mickey has pointed out. Like, the show times for this parade haven't been listed past, I think, Saturday. I think it was August 2nd. So that's a little strange as well. Are they maybe talking about cutting back performances for this? Block Mickey does speculate on that, rather than having 2 performances a night, maybe just having 1 a night. I think they're really kind of in a bind this summer.
Okay, well, let me explain that then. Now, I'm just doing this based on having gone to Disney World for, a long time. that is what they used to do with the parades back in the 80s and 90s, is they would run it twice in peak season, but you really can't run the nighttime parade if there's nobody there twice. And the reason for that is the first parade is always by far the heavily, the most heavily attended. And we're talking about, gosh, I don't know, 60 to 80% of the attendance is going to happen on that first parade. So if you really want to see the parade and have a great time, it's the second showing that you should do. Most people leave after the fireworks, even if there's a second nighttime parade. Now, if you don't have any guests and the attendance is bad right now, it's nothing like it was in the 90s. If attendance is this bad and they're looking at August and saying, we've got lower attendance even projected then, you can't run the second parade. And you could say, well, it doesn't cost them anything. Well, relatively no. But do they want photos of like nobody in Liberty Square and the performers are waving at walls? That's not a good idea in the age of social media. So I'm fully in belief that they will do what they used to do in the 90s, this time though for different reasons.
Totally agree. Is there anything else we want to cover on this one here before we wrap it up, gentlemen?
It's too dang hot. Jonas, just covering this topic makes me want to get a Dole Whip. What about you?
Oh man, I could go for a Dole Whip right now.
Bring back the lime Dole Whips, Disney. We miss the lime Dole Whips. They're gone too soon.
That's right. Who doesn't love a good Dole Whip? With that being said, please, if you are in our comments section below, leave us something nice, maybe to cool us down in the comments. Leave us your coldest comments, either on the video or on Disney these days. Guys, we'd love to have those thoughts, girls as well. And of course, if you haven't done it yet, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel. And if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.